If you're looking to get into the RC world, Redcat is usually the first brand people talk about because they're affordable. But honestly, some of their trucks are absolute tanks, while others can be a bit finicky. I spent the last few weeks thrashing 5 of their most popular models through dirt, mud, and rock piles to see which ones actually hold up and which ones are just hype.
Product number 1. Danchi Ridge Rock. When I first pulled the Ridge Rock out of the box, I was honestly surprised by how lightweight it felt. But don't let that fool you. This thing is a total mountain goat. What really caught my eye was the 4-wheel steering. While I was crawling over some jagged limestone, I was able to click a button on the remote to crab walk sideways or sharpen my turn radius instantly. It uses a motor-on-axle setup, which means the weight is down low where you need it. I noticed the ground clearance is massive for a 1/10 scale, so I wasn't getting hung up on branches like I expected. The plastic chassis is flexible, which actually helps it survive tumbles. If you're just starting out and want to see what rock crawling is all about without spending $500, this is easily your best entry point.
Product number 2. Volcano 16. The Volcano 16 is much smaller than the Ridge Rock, but it's got a ton of personality. Holding it in my hand, it feels dense and sturdy, like a little brick. When I took it to the local park, I was surprised by how much punch that 390 motor has. It's quick enough to pull wheelies on short grass, and the 4-wheel drive kept it from spinning out on the dirt paths. My favorite part, though, was that Redcat throws in 2 batteries. I got about 15 minutes out of the first one, swapped it out, and kept going while the other charged. It's got these bright LED headlights that actually look pretty mean at dusk. If you have a kid who wants to bash around the backyard, or if you just want something small enough to keep in your trunk for a quick break, grab this one.
Product number 3. Everest 10. The Everest 10 feels like a classic RC truck. It's got a heavy aluminum chassis and those big, chunky beat-lock tires that I could feel gripping into the mud during my trail run. Unlike the Ridge Rock, this one uses a central drive shaft, which gives it a more traditional scale look. I took this through a shallow creek, testing those waterproof electronics, and it didn't miss a beat. The motor has a ton of torque. It moves slowly and purposefully, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to pick a line through a rock garden. I did notice the suspension is super soft, which lets the axles flex like crazy over obstacles. It's a very simple, rugged machine that's easy to work on. If you're the type of person who likes to upgrade and tinker with your gear, start with the Everest 10.
Product number 4. Everest Gen 7 Sport. Now, the Gen 7 Sport is where things start looking real. When I held this, the first thing I noticed was the weight of the steel ladder frame. It feels like a miniature version of a real SUV. On the trail, the licensed Interco Super Swamper tires made a huge difference. I tried climbing a steep, dusty embankment that the other truck struggled with, and the Gen 7 just clawed its way up. It looks amazing in that burnt orange, especially with the roof rack and bumpers. I really like that the body is held on by a functional cage, making it feel way more durable than a standard toy shell. It's a hobby-grade rig through and through. If you care about scale looks and want a truck that looks just as good on a shelf as it does covered in dirt, this is the winner.
Product number 5. Valkyrie TR. The Valkyrie TR is a completely different beast from the crawlers. This is a 4S capable truggy, and man, it is fast. When I squeezed the throttle on a flat gravel stretch, it practically disappeared. It's built with massive 17mm aluminum hubs and beefy suspension arms because Redcat knows you're gonna send this thing airborne. I spent an afternoon hitting some dirt ramps, and the integrated wheelie bar saved me from flipping over backwards more than once. The triple oil-filled diffs keep the power balanced, so even when I was sliding through corners, I felt like I had total control. It's got a red anodized brace that keeps the whole chassis from flexing during hard landings. If you're an adrenaline junkie who wants to go fast and jump high, the Valkyrie is the only choice here. Outro. That's the lineup. Whether you want to crawl slowly over rocks or blast through a field at 40 miles per hour, one of these will definitely fit the bill. I've put links to all 5 of these trucks in the description below so you can check the latest prices. See ya!